The Florida Department of Transportation, FDOT, welcomes you to this Alternatives public meeting for the County Road 769 Kings Highway Project Development and Environment, or PD&E study. We appreciate your attendance and participation. The purpose of this meeting is to provide you the opportunity to ask questions and offer comments about proposed improvements to Kings Highway from South Kingsway Circle in Charlotte County to Peace River Street in Desoto County, a distance of 2.2 miles. FDOT proposes to widen this segment of Kings Highway from 2 lanes to 4 lanes to improve traffic safety along the roadway and to enhance economic growth by increasing the operational capacity of the roadway to meet future travel demand. Widening Kings Highway will enhance safety conditions in the area by reducing the potential for passing and overcorrection maneuvers by drivers along the road. The widening will also improve the system linkage between population centers in Desoto County with northern Port Charlotte and I-75, and it will improve emergency evacuation along this designated route. The widening of Kings Highway from 2 to 4 lanes is included in the Heartland Regional Transportation Planning Organization's, TPO's, 2040 Cost-Feasible Plan. The objectives of this PD&E study are to evaluate and document engineering and environmental considerations that will assist the Department in reaching a decision about the type and location of necessary improvement to Kings Highway. The Florida Department of Transportation District 1 is preparing this study in cooperation with the Heartland Regional TPO, DeSoto County, and the FDOT Office of Environmental Management. This PD&E study will be conducted and completed according to requirements of the National Environmental Policy Act. The environmental review, consultation, and other actions required by applicable federal environmental laws for this project are being, or have been, carried out by FDOT pursuant to 23 U.S.C. 327 and a Memorandum of Understanding dated December 14, 2016, and executed by the Federal Highway Administration and FDOT. Within the project limits, Kings Highway is a 2-lane road with 12-foot lanes within 100 feet of existing right-of-way. Stormwater runoff is collected in roadside swales. The posted speed limit is 45 miles per hour south of Agnes Street and 55 miles per hour north of Agnes Street. The project has been divided into 3 evaluation segments. In the first segment, from South Kingsway Circle to Southwest Glenadine Avenue, 2 different roadway typical sections to widen Kings Highway are being considered. Typical Section 1A includes 2 12-foot travel lanes in each direction, separated by a 19.5-foot median, with a 12-foot shared-use path along the west side of the road and a 6-foot sidewalk along the east side of the road. This typical section would use an underground drainage system to collect and convey stormwater runoff to an off-site stormwater pond. The roadway can be built within the existing 100 feet of right-of-way. Typical Section 1B includes 2 12-foot travel lanes in each direction, separated by a 22-foot median with a 7-foot buffered bike lane in each direction. It includes a 12-foot shared-use path on the west side and a 6-foot sidewalk along the east side. This typical section would also use an underground drainage system to convey stormwater runoff to an off-site pond and would require 118 feet of right-of-way or an additional 18 feet of new right-of-way from the west side of the road. Additional right-of-way is also needed for an off-site stormwater pond for both options. In Segment 2, from Southwest Glenadine Avenue to Agnes Street, 2 different typical sections to widen Kings Highway are being considered. Typical Section 2A includes 2 12-foot travel lanes in each direction, divided by a 30-foot median. 6-foot paved shoulders are proposed as part of the median, and 5-foot paved shoulders would be included along the outside lane in each direction. A 12-foot shared use path would be provided along the west side of the road and a 5-foot sidewalk along the east side. Stormwater runoff would be collected in swales and directed to an off-site pond. This typical section would maintain the existing 2-lane Kings Highway adjacent to the residences in this segment to serve as a frontage road and would require a total of 232 feet of right-of-way or 132 feet of new right-of-way from the west side of the road. Typical Section 2B includes 2 12-foot travel lanes in each direction divided by a 40-foot median. It includes a 5-foot paved shoulder along the outside lane in each direction, and swales collect stormwater runoff and directed to an off-site pond. A 12-foot shared-use path would be provided along the west side of the road, and a 5-foot sidewalk would be provided along the east side of the road. This typical section would also maintain the existing 2-lane Kings Highway adjacent to the residences in this segment to serve as a frontage road, and would require a total of 277 feet of right-of-way or 177 feet of new right-of-way from the west side of the road. In Segment 3, from Agnes Street to Peace River Street, 2 different typical sections to widen Kings Highway are being considered. Typical Section 3A includes 2 12-foot travel lanes in each direction divided by a 30-foot median. 6-foot paved shoulders are proposed as part of the median, and 5-foot paved shoulders would be included along the outside lane in each direction. A 12-foot shared-use path would be provided along the west side of the road, and a 5-foot sidewalk would be provided along the east side. Stormwater runoff would be collected in swales and directed to an off-site pond. This typical section would require a total of 159 feet of right-of-way or 59 feet of new right-of-way from the west side of the road. Typical Section 3B includes 2 12-foot travel lanes in each direction divided by a 40-foot median. It includes a 5-foot paved shoulder along the outside lane in each direction, and swales collect stormwater runoff and direct it to an off-site pond. A 12-foot shared-use path would be provided along the west side of the road, and a 5-foot sidewalk would be provided along the east side of the road. This typical section would require a total of 204 feet of right-of-way, or 104 feet of new right-of-way from the west side of the road. We have 2 alignments on display tonight. Alternative A is made up of typical sections 1A, 2A, and 3A, and Alternative B is made up of typical sections 1B, 2B, and 3B. Throughout this study, a no-build alternative is also considered and will remain a viable alternative as the evaluation continues. The no-build alternative assumes that no improvements will be made to Kings Highway through 2040, except routine maintenance. This PD&E study is ongoing. Staff will continue to develop, refine, and evaluate the alternatives for Kings Highway during the course of the study. Potential environmental effects associated with these 2 build alternatives are under careful evaluation and include detailed studies of wetlands, floodplains, threatened and endangered species, water quality, hazardous materials, recreational sites, noise, air quality, historic structures, and archaeological sites. Based on data already developed, we don't anticipate significant effects associated with the build alternatives. The evaluation matrix included in your handout shows a summary of results of preliminary analyses for the no-build and build alternatives. The matrix is also on display this evening. FDOT is asking local governments and regulatory agencies to provide comments about the alternatives under consideration. Your comments are essential as well and will help the department make its selection of the recommended alternative. We encourage you to complete the comment form in your handout and drop it in one of the boxes provided. Or if you prefer, you may mail your comments postmarked by March 19, 2018 to the address on the comment form. You can also submit your comments through the project website, www.cr769kingshighway.com, or email your comments to FDOT's project manager, Joshua Jester, at joshua.jester@dot.state.fl.us by March 19, 2018. All comments will be considered and, where feasible, incorporated into the development of a recommended alternative. FDOT will present the recommended alternative at an upcoming formal public hearing for this project, tentatively scheduled for fall 2018. At the end of this study, and after the formal public hearing, FDOT will finalize the recommended alternative for Kings Highway. We anticipate completing the PD&E study by the end of 2018. Funding for the design phase of this project is included in fiscal year 2022 of FDOT's tentative 5-year work program for fiscal years 2019 through 2023. There is currently no funding for the right-of-way or construction phases of this project. We will mail project newsletters to keep you informed about the study's progress. If you would like to receive future newsletters and you are not on our mailing list, please complete the comment form in the handout. You may also visit the project website for the latest study information, schedule, and upcoming events. The Kings Highway Study Team is here tonight to answer your questions and listen to your comments. We invite you to speak with them and to review the aerial maps, plans, and illustrations on display. Thank you for your interest in the proposed improvements to Kings Highway and for taking time to participate in this Alternatives public meeting. We look forward to your comments and to your continued involvement in this important PD&E study.